Welcome back to the Bazz Reviews YouTube channel. I'm your host, Bazz. I'm sure you guys knew that already. But if you're new here, welcome. And today I've got a very special guest. It's been a long time waiting for an interview, but I've got Where You At AIDAN, who's making videos on YouTube as Dapy. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. No, I appreciate you coming on. It's very exciting for you because, of course, Dapy Season 3 is coming out soon. Very excited for that.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, so I guess starting things off here, I just wanted to know, like, who were some of your biggest influences to start your own channel? Because that's always a question that I feel like is really important to kind of, even for me, just as a content creator, just find like maybe people that like, other people kind of were influenced by to base my own work off of, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for me, see, I mean, my content's changed a ton over the years. When I first started doing the channel, I was honestly trying to make like the like story time videos. Yeah, at the time it was a bit more appealing to me, but my interests have certainly changed a lot. So I think right now, when it comes to I guess sort of like the like original story and like the plot with my channel, like with all the characters and stuff like that that go into the videos, a lot of that honestly came from listening to a lot of music, because I think with like a lot of people like Tyler the Creator or Kanye, the sort of creative process they had really inspired me when I was in like sophomore and junior year, and it got me kind of more to tap into like my creative side, and I realized, hey, I kind of want to give writing my own story a shot, and that's how it sort of got integrated into the videos. But I guess more for like the commentary, I guess probably my biggest influences right now are Nakey Jakey, Anthony Fantano. But yeah, those are probably my two biggest influences when it comes to my content currently.
Really cool, man. Yeah, no, it's crazy. We haven't gotten a Nakey Jakey video in so long. I'm honestly just like
I'm
happy for
waiting,
one of those like
I'm
classic
waiting.
videos.
Oh, I love this channel, man. This stuff's awesome.
I know, it's just a bummer. Like, I don't know what he's up to nowadays. Do you? Like, I
Yeah.
haven't heard. He's been like really radio silent, basically.
I have a prediction, and I might get into this in a future Dappy video. But I'm thinking he's working on music right now with his music project. That's what I'm
Okay, you think
thinking.
he's
But
continuing like everything that he had done like 4 or 5 years ago, basically?
yeah,
Interesting.
that's my prediction right now, and I'm hoping that's the case.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I guess like, why did you choose animation as your style of content for your videos, and like, how did you first get into that and really want to like say, okay, this is what I want to do with my own channel? And it's a cool way of
Mhm.
doing it. I wish like I had the talent to kind of, like I'm anything but an artist. Like I don't do any graphic work myself. I feel bad saying that now, but that's really cool that you can kind of express yourself in a very artistic fashion. So I was just curious to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, no, I think starting out, I was like, well, like 15 or 16. I really didn't know anything about like actually like actual like video recording equipment. Like the random throwaway YouTube channels I had as like a little kid, like those weren't anything special. And I kind of thought that with like a medium like animation or like cartoons and stuff like that, I could sort of take an idea I have like visually or like how I want something to look and just draw it out. And obviously, I didn't really know how to draw very well either on. But at this point, I think being able to have an idea where this is how I want this scene to look and for this thing to play out and to actually like be able to portray that pretty close to my like original idea is really cool. And I think that's sort of what's made me pursue digital art and that kind of stuff more because of that really appealing aspect of it.
Right on. Yeah, no, that's really cool. Again, like I said, I just wish like that I could be able to do that in some way. So again, props
Mhm.
to you. That's a really great thing that you're doing with your channel.
Thank you.
But I guess segueing into like the origins of the channel, like what is the significance behind the name of Dappy?
I think it was just the kind of a thing where I was just making another like throwaway YouTube channel as a kid because there was like a trend of content. I'm like, oh, I can make that and like spend a couple months on that. And I guess just out of a hat, I just pulled Dappy. Why not? But I think the whole like thing of me using that channel and calling the project Dappy instead of just using my name Aiden, I think making that like kind of like story content or whatever, I realized that the person that was being portrayed on screen was not necessarily me. It was more of like a character. So that kind of got me thinking, well, this is like a character. It's not necessarily like actually me. That's kind of what got the ball rolling on, well, maybe I could turn this into like a story. I guess that's kind of where that came from. And I plan to touch on that a little more as time goes on. But that was kind of why I stuck with the dapy name on that channel, at least.
Interesting. Yeah, it's sort of like Scott the Woz, sort of. It's like that whole theory where
Yeah.
it's like he's not actually Scott the Woz, he's just a version of himself. So that's
Yeah.
basically what Dappy has become for you in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of stuff's cool. It's really fun. There's a lot of creative freedom you can do with that.
Talking about what you said in the last question there about like other things you touch on down the road, season 3 of Dappy is right around the corner. And I'm curious to know, like, can you give us some hints as to what's coming up? I'm very curious to know
Yeah.
about some of the videos
Oh,
you've
for
got
sure.
going.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil any of the plot development because that I got a lot of stuff planned for that. But I think when it
Absolutely,
comes
absolutely.
to, yeah, gotta keep people on the edge of their seat. But topic wise, definitely going to touch on more music related videos. Definitely from season 2. My Igor video is easily my most popular, and that was basically pretty much by chance. When it first came out, it didn't really click, but over time it started just getting more and more views, and I was really happy to see that, because music is something I really do enjoy talking about. And I'm hoping that now, I mean, looking back, whenever I look back on a video I made like 6 months ago or a year ago, I'm like, oh man, I could do something so much better than that. It's made me kind of realize, oh, well, I mean, making more music related videos in season 3, I bet I can make something that's way better than the Igor video, structure wise, visual wise, stuff like that. So right now, I definitely have 3 music related videos planned out, like 2 that are fully written and one that I have like bullet points for. So music is going to be a big part of that. I also have some stuff focused on more just like internet culture kind of things, like sort of so like stories or like trends or observations, I guess. Because I mean, having done this channel for a while, I guess I've made a couple of interesting observations about like YouTube and certain things about YouTube. One of those being YouTuber music. I have one video that I'm going to be making about that and how that's evolved over the years and what kind of impact that could have on the music industry. That's one of the music related videos. So a mix of like 2000s culture and music, I think, is the best way to describe it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I was actually just about to ask you about that. Like, I know a lot of your videos are a lot more like, you know, story based, a lot more skit based, but what kind of fueled you to make video essays on stuff like Space Jam and albums like Igor in the past? Like, I know you mentioned
Yeah.
at the top, a big Tyler the Creator fan. I am too. Check out that new worst to best video coming in a few days, guys. It's very
Oh,
exciting.
yeah.
But in any case, no, back to you. Just curious to know, like, it's like why those specific topics, and even like your Lego Star Wars video too. Like,
Mhm. Yeah. No, I think going back to my biggest influences right now, I think it was a lot of stuff with like Nakey Jakey and Anthony Fantano, seeing how for him to not only like make it really entertaining, but also a lot of the times is able to make a very personal connection and like touch on like a personal experience. I thought that was like really impressive, and that's something I definitely want to touch on with a lot of my more nostalgia commentary kind of stuff. I think that's really cool.
yeah, right on, man. Are you hyped for the new Space Jam movie? Do you think it's going to be as good as the old one or no?
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe LeBron's acting chops are better. We'll find out, I guess. But yeah, I'm not betting a whole lot on
Neither
it.
am I, to be honest. It's like
Yeah.
the first Space Jam, it's not like amazing, but I don't know. There's just something about it that just makes it like
Hmm.
so just like fun to even re like I'm not like rewatching it
Exactly.
like every week. It's not like one of
Hmm.
those movies that I like
Yeah.
cherish so much. But again, it's not horrible. It's
Yeah.
mindless,
It's
but
fun.
like
It's
the,
fun.
the the new one just looks like not as good. It doesn't really like it doesn't feel like it's a true like evolution of
Hmm.
like what the first one was. It just I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
I was just curious to know, like, what is your process for making a video start to finish? Like, walk me through the steps.
Yeah, so a lot of the time I'll just have like I'll keep like a list on my phone of like I have like a random idea, and I'm honestly pretty bad at writing stuff down, but if I get an idea for like a video topic and I can actually retain it by the time it takes me to like, okay, get my phone out, quick write down some bullet points about it. I'll normally do that, and then from there I'll like just make a bunch of Google Docs and just start writing some ideas. And then from that point on, I'll like try and like get just like the script out of it. I have the like the story and like the plot for season 3 already planned out. It just kind of comes into plugging the plot and mixing that with the commentary and nostalgia videos and stuff like that and fitting those all together. So I'll have like a lot of different scripts written at one time about different topics, and I'll either delete some, I'll either go back and revise a bunch of them. I have a lot of them that I have scrapped and or I've shelved to go back to over time. So it's a lot of trial and error. But that also leads to a lot of times when I'll like really click with the topic. I'll be like, this is something I'm definitely gonna make a video on.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess going back to what we were just talking about a few minutes ago with like how you could do videos like so much better, I had two kind of questions that were related to this. I wanted to know, you can answer these in either order that you want, but
Mhm.
preferably, what have been some of your favorite videos to have made like over the years? And if there's any reasons why first, and then like if there was
Mhm.
any video that you could, delete or rewrite or just change something about, what would it
Mhm.
be and why?
All right. So probably my favorite video I've ever made, even though it's not perfect, I think the Igor video was really important to me because it was my first time like really going out on a limb on a thing like that. Because that was the first like just straight up like commentary analysis sort of thing I ever did on that channel. And the fact that it ended up doing really well and I got a lot of positive feedback on it meant a lot. It told me, hey, I should keep doing this. So that's definitely a video I'm really proud of. And then definitely, oh, the Space Jam video I think was another one that I thought turned out really, really good. And even though I definitely think season 3 is going to have a lot better solely plot-driven episodes, I think the season 2 finale was really nice as well. But I definitely think I can improve on some of the things I did with that. Uh, with videos that I wish I could take back, I think definitely at the start of season 2, some of the first videos there, I'm not super happy with because at that point I wasn't super sure about where I wanted the story to go. I don't think I even really had the story like fully figured out until like the rest of season 2 and a lot of season 3 figured out until I put out the Space Jam video. So like I kind of went into the whole plot thing really blind. I just kind of had a general idea of, oh, it's a cartoon guy. He's moved to LA and he's living in an apartment. And he's going to make videos. And I didn't really have much planned out beyond that. So I kind of got stuck in a bit of a creative rut and I didn't really know where to go with it. So there's a lot of just kind of loose ends kind of stuff that I wish I really could have honed in on. I wish I could go back and redo a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's definitely hard, especially when it's like you've kind of worked yourself into like a whole set of videos, and it's just like, oh wow,
Yeah.
there's no direction that we can really go in. It's like, where do we go from here? So yeah,
Yeah.
no, I bet that was really tough. But I mean, I didn't
Hmm.
really notice it, which was,
Hmm.
probably good as a viewer. But
Yeah,
again,
that's
no,
good for me to hear that I didn't
right,
completely
yeah,
mess it up.
yeah. But again, that was kind of my first introduction to your stuff was, season 2 stuff, especially the Igor video. Like
Yeah.
that was probably the first video I ever saw from you. And I'm like, man, this is
Mhm.
actually a really good fucking video. Like really, really well done.
Nice. Good to hear.
Yeah. But I mean, again, we just keep talking about it. Movies and TV. It seems like
Mhm.
it's something you're really into. Again, you talked about Space Jam,
Yeah.
but even on your Twitter, I see like, you've got the Pulp Fiction banner. Again, a wonderful film there, and a lot of Breaking Bad memes.
Mhm.
Tell me
Oh,
about
yeah.
your love for the extended universe there. It seems like
Yeah.
I can only assume you're a big fan.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I really got into as much into like movies and TV until like later on when I was making season 2, because that was kind of also the point when I realized I didn't really want to go be referred to as Dappy online. Because at that time I wasn't going by Where You At Aiden on Twitter. I was still just using Dappy because it was easier. Because oh, Dappy on YouTube, Dappy on Twitter. I eventually made that change because I mean going forward, I want Dappy to sort of just be like just like one project I've worked on, and then going forward, like whether that be hopefully the dream someday is to make a TV show. That for me at least that would be incredible. I guess that's like the end goal at the end of the day. But I think a lot of stuff like getting more into film, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are two of my favorite shows. I think the way that that show is approached, where it's like how creative things can be handled when there's a and a B point, and like the creative ways that Vince Gilligan takes to get to that point is really cool, and that's inspired a lot of the stuff when it came to writing season 3 for me. Just being more creative with like interactions and how different characters are doing certain things. I think that was really cool, and I think also the nonlinear way of a lot of Tarantino films was also a big inspiration. It's making me take a lot more creative chances, I think, with season 3 and its structure.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And for me, like I am not much of a TV guy. I feel like it's like way more of a commitment. But
Yeah.
Breaking Bad was just one of those shows I was able to just kind of
Mhm.
sit down and watch from beginning to end. I just
Oh,
binged last year's
hooks you in.
quarantine. Yeah, no, it was really
Fantastic.
something, like I
Mhm.
think the reason I liked it a lot is because it was very, very cinematic. Like, again,
Mhm.
I'm a huge movie guy. I love watching movies. I watched, like, I hate to say it, but over 200 new movies last year
That's
alone.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's not, man, that's good.
I kind of had no life, but anyways, I think I really just appreciated it because it did such a good job of making it. Just every episode just felt so well done. I mean, it was definitely
Yeah.
very slow, but again, that's how
Mhm.
movies are sometimes. It's like not
Yeah.
every movie is going to be very fast paced and action packed and whatever it
Mhm.
may be. But I think the show does a really good job of just keeping you invested for the whole time.
Yeah, it's such a cinematic show, the theatrics of it, the cinematography, and I think a lot of the way I'm structuring some of the visuals in season 3 as well, doing like more unique stuff, more like zoomed out, wide shots, things like that. It's yeah, stuff like that has played a huge role in how I'm shaping a lot of stuff I'm working on right now, and I'm really glad I got more into that because it's made my creative process a whole lot better, I think.
Cool. But yeah, no, like, what are your thoughts on all of the Breaking Bad memes that I guess have popped up recently? Like, you've seen a lot with like Hank
Love it.
Schrader, you've seen like all the
Hank
Walt White
Schrader,
ones in the
all
last
the
like 6
Walter.
months. Like,
Oh my God. All my friends can vouch for me. I use that Walter gif so much of him falling. It's my favorite. It's so good. But I love it because it gets more people into the material. It's like how I feel about with like TikTok with like all like the like Kanye or Kendrick songs popping off because of trends. It gets more people hopefully into their discography, even if it's kind of a weird way to get into it. It's exposing more people to their material, and that's always a good thing, I think.
yeah, no. And it's interesting because it goes back to what you were saying earlier about like YouTube musicians in a sense. I think TikTok is easily playing as big of a role in the development of music because, again, all you really need is 15 to 60 seconds of audio and
Yeah,
you're a certified hit.
you're
Again,
good.
so many people found record deals on that app.
Mhm.
Um, just from very short bits of audio, and I think
Yeah.
it's just crazy how much easier it is to get famous with your music than it ever had. It's just much easier than it ever was.
Yeah, it's such a cool development, and I'm interested to watch where it goes because maybe that's something I want to give some commentary on in the future. Who knows? I don't have anything planned for that just yet, but that is a topic I have taken note of, and that's something that I am interested in for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think like albums are going to keep staying the same, or do you think we're going to start seeing more like short form stuff in and of itself? Like, are artists going to predominantly become singles bands, EP bands, instead of just releasing a full record of material?
Yeah, I think because of how important virality is, and with like stuff like TikTok and all these new ways that people can get their music out there, and this is something I am going to be touching on in this YouTuber music video that I have in the oven right now, with the way that that whole system is changing, but the way that it, how that kind of goes against a lot of the way that the music industry is set up right now with like contracts and stuff. I could totally see just more people just staying relying on being independent and just doing singles and things like that rather than relying on some traditional album cycles and marketing. I think the power of just having a hit on social media or a social media app is going to be hugely important as time goes on. It's going to completely change the music industry, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's crazy because I think, honestly, to your point, we're gonna maybe see more one hit wonders because, again, there's kind of been like a dip. I feel like the last real, like, I guess, one hit wonder renaissance, if I can even call it that, was like
Mhm.
maybe like the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like, there
Yeah,
haven't
early
really been a lot
2010s.
of like, I mean, there have been, but it's not like as prevalent because, again, like, the music industry is ever changing. It's like no song is ever really like a one hit wonder anymore. You know what I mean? But again,
Yeah.
with TikTok, are we going to start seeing more people just only release one song and then just never be able to live up to that hype
Yeah,
once again?
just dip. Yeah. Nah,
Literally.
it's interesting stuff. Nah, I'm really excited to see where all that goes because I think it'll be cool to watch.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I guess keeping on this sort of personal side of things here. So I know you're from Milwaukee, and I've seen like
Yeah.
Packers memes. I've seen because again, and it's a good sports city. I'm actually
Mhm.
from
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland, so again, a lot of cool sports stuff there. I know my Browns
Mhm.
are playing the Packers next year. That'll be a very fun
Mhm.
game to watch.
Mhm.
But how disappointed are you in just every year the Packers are always the best team in the NFC or one of the best even, and they just never have enough playoff success. It
I
sucks.
can't say I can't say I'm surprised anymore. It stings. It really stings. But yeah, no, I mean, even me, I'm not even the biggest Packers fan. If you ask me, my favorite team is probably the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know
Uh-oh.
what happened. I think I
Uh-oh.
was like, I know,
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, I'm
Uh-oh.
sorry. Hey, okay, at least I'm not a Steelers fan. All right, let's.
Well, that is true. Fuck the Steelers, but
Yeah.
also fuck the Ravens. But okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, nah. But yeah, I got like really into them. I think in like fifth grade, just because I thought they were like just a cool looking team. I was like, oh, whoa, it's like purple. It was literally, I think it was just, I thought the purple and black color scheme was like super badass. So like that's how I got super into them. But I think just like living in Wisconsin, like Packers fans, like the Packer fandom is just so different. It's so like in your face. It's just everywhere. And it's really easy to just get swept up and excited with the team, which doesn't help when every year they just lose.
Right.
It
No,
sucks,
that
man.
it really does suck. And I guess I kind of had a question. I don't know if this is going to come off as like too obvious or too weird or anything, but would you rather have a team be the best in their respective league, but lose every year when it matters, or have like a team that everybody loves be the worst team, but you like again, it's like what the Browns were, right? It's like
Mhm.
my dad and I had season tickets for the 1-15 and 0-16
Oh.
seasons, and the only game we ever missed was the game they won. But again, yeah, in those 2 years, we missed the only game they won. But everybody loves them. It's just like
Mhm.
no matter how bad they are, they'd still sell out their stadiums. So I'm just curious
Yeah.
to know your thoughts. Again, I don't know if that's too obvious or
Yeah.
not, but
No, definitely. Yeah, I think for me, I'd probably go with the bad team that everyone loves because I think the sense of like community and the fandom is what keeps people like involved in sports. It's like the personal connections people have over it. I think that's what really draws people into basketball or football or whatever. So even if the team is bad, I think you can still like bond over it and like make new friends over it and stuff like that. I think that would mean more than the team just being successful because that isn't necessarily as much fun as celebrating it with someone.
right. Yeah, no, that is definitely fair. I mean, I have to admit I am a little jealous that you guys have had continuous success over the years. But you know what?
Hmm.
I'm happy with the franchise the Browns have been building up. A few
Yeah.
losing seasons, well, maybe like 20, but
Yeah, no,
anyway,
you guys look good now. I got a friend of mine who's also a Browns fan, and we talk a lot, mostly because we both are like, okay, we're enemies, but we're not. Fuck the Steelers. Like
right.
we can both agree on that. So,
We're
but
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, no, we both have to give each other our credit, and yeah, I think the Browns are going to be really good in the next coming years.
I hope. No, I
I'm
think the AFC North is going to be one of the most hotly contested
really competitive.
divisions in
Yeah,
football. It's just
I'm
like
excited for that.
so. I think we could again. It could be another 3-team pool.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'd rather have a competitive division than one clear winner every week, every year, even if
Right.
it is
Exactly.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah. No. But I guess again, keeping up with the personal questions here. So this was an interesting thing that I saw. So tell me about the time that you had a trending caption on Ben Shapiro's "Rap Isn't Music" video, which I know is a very
Yeah.
controversial video in and of itself. But no, again, that's a really cool kind of feat. I mean, again, it's just
Yeah.
sort of internet clout,
I
I
don't
guess.
even know. I don't even know how it happened. I think because like I don't really like leave comments on YouTube, but I think I watched like Fantano's video making fun of it. So I kind of just like left a comment on it and I don't have like notifications on for YouTube. So I end up going back to the video like however like a year later or whatever it was. I don't even know why. I think because someone brought it up again. I wanted to go check it out. And because on YouTube, like when you leave a comment, like your comment like shows up first for you. I'm like, what what happened? Like I was like, what? How did this get that many thousand likes? I couldn't believe it. It was so funny, but I completely caught me off guard. I was completely surprised by it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to kind of have that. And I sort of have a similar thing. I don't really talk about this too often, but I have like a slowed and reverb YouTube channel where I made like as my senior year of high school, I made like really
Yeah,
shitty, like really quick, like slowed and reverb songs. I threw them in
yeah,
Audacity, like
mhm,
slowed them down, posted them to YouTube. And
yeah.
I like checked recently, and like one of the songs is like 65,000 plays. It's just
That's
like
awesome.
it's just so weird though. It's like that stuff I put like so
Yeah,
little time into, and that just
mhm,
somehow blows up. But it's like
yeah,
this other stuff that I'm doing, just like it takes more time. You got to
yeah.
keep
It's like,
grinding. You know what I mean? It's just
wait,
like it's weird how
that's
the
it.
internet
That's
works.
yeah. That's the thing that clicks. All right, fine, whatever. I guess.
Right? Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not bitter or anything. But yeah, no. So I have two questions from people on your Discord. They're curious to know
Oh,
two things.
okay, okay.
So,
All right.
first question, somebody wants to know what your favorite pizza topping is. And the
Mm.
second question is, when is the next Random Thoughts video going to drop?
Oh, I'll I'll address the random thoughts one first. You know, if I hit no, let's go 10K. When I hit 10K, sure, I'll make a random thoughts video. That's an old video on my channel that was with that whole story time trend when I was still making that kind of content, and I despise that video to this day because it is the most viewed video on that channel, and I hate it. It sucks so
So is
bad.
that the
It's such
video
a
you would delete then?
uh, I would delete that video. Yeah, it doesn't play a huge like role in the channel because it's just like a super old video. But my God, seeing that at the top of my views just bugs the shit out of me. I cannot stand that video. It's so bad. But you know what? I'll make a good one. I'll make a terrible top. It's a terrible topic for a video. But sure, I'll make a new one if I hit
Well, we're holding
10K.
you to it. Once you hit 10K,
Okay,
everybody go hit that
write
subscribe
it
button down
down.
below. Get them to 10K quickly. We want to see
If
another
that's
one
what
of those.
gets me to 10K, oh my God. But favorite pizza topping, man, that's tough because if you only have like one topping, if you can only have one topping on the pizza, I guess just go simple with pepperoni. But something that just goes good with everything, honestly, I think I might say like green peppers. I think those go with like any kind of pizza. I'm a big fan of green peppers on pizza.
That's fair. No, I like my green peppers too. Like I'll do like one of those like veggie pizzas with like olives, green peppers,
Yeah. Oh,
mushrooms.
veggie
That's like
pizzas are
that's good.
banging. I love veggie pizzas.
Yeah, no, they are really good. Um, but like, do you have like a go-to like fast food pizza place? Because again, there's like an older interview on my
Mm,
channel where we had like a giant pizza debate about like what's the
yeah.
best like fast food pizza place. But
Hmm.
don't know if you have
Yeah.
an opinion on that.
Yeah. I think I probably do. I think probably if I had to pick one like fast food pizza place, I'd probably go Papa John's. I have not had was that a controversial opinion?
I mean, we definitely said that Papa John's has gone downhill. No, that's funny. That is really
Okay.
funny.
Okay. It probably I haven't I haven't had Pizza Hut in a long time, so I
No,
can't
it's
really
good.
speak
Like
on.
again, like I like Pizza Hut for their crust. Like it tastes good.
Mhm.
But I think the
Yeah.
best overall, in my opinion, has got to be Domino's.
Really, because that's my least favorite.
Really,
I don't. I think it's the crust. I don't like
I
Domino's
like it
crust.
though. You know,
I
I
think
think it's
that's
like
what does it for me.
I think it's like the most. I like it because it feels a little bit more airy usually than like
Mm,
a Pizza Hut crust. You know, because like again, Pizza Hut, they use more like of a sweet dough.
yeah. See, I don't like that. I kind of like the sweeter dough on on Papa John's and I guess Pizza Hut. I would assume Pizza Hut probably has a little bit sweeter dough, but yeah, like the more like savory dough of Domino's, I'm just not a fan of. Guess that's just me.
That's
I'm
fair.
sorry. I'm sorry
I mean,
to slander, but
I'm just yeah. I'm a
just
little
interviews
stuck.
off. We're
Right. No,
done. We're
I'm
done
canceling
here.
it right now. Canceling it right
Walk
now.
out.
Um, but towards the end of the interview here, finishing things up, like, what do you
Mhm,
want everyone watching this to know more about you and your content? Again, we've kind of already
mhm.
touched on that up to this point, but for somebody who's never watched any of your videos, who might be watching this
Yeah.
or something like that, like, what would you want them to know?
Yeah, I guess when it comes to the Dappy project, I think if there's one thing I want to do with it, I just want to, if there's one thing I want to achieve with it, I think being able to just put out a project that stands on its own, because I hope with the kind of content I'm making, I'm doing something that's unique and not really being done by other people. I want to stand out. So hopefully someone else who is trying to figure out what kind of content they would want to make or doesn't wants to try making whatever they want to make, whether it's art, music, whether they want to direct something, to serve as like a positive influence on someone else saying, oh, hey, I could do something like that too. I think that's ultimately what I would want to achieve, to be able to just put something out that's entirely my own and to have a positive impact on the world. I think that is ultimately what I want to achieve with the Dappy project.
Very well said. Very well said. Some very profound words to end everything here. But last question on the board. we've already kind of touched on it. You know, you said your ultimate goal is to be
Mhm.
able to make a TV show someday, but like, what are some other
Yeah.
goals that you have? Maybe not with this project specifically, but just like overall, just like as a creator.
Yeah. I think definitely outside of like the TV show, being able to like direct a music video or like have a hand in like creating a music video would be so much fun because there's so many songs I'm listening to. I'm like, damn, I could think of visuals to this, and I've really toyed around with actually like trying to do like music videos for like songs that already exist, but it'd be a really involved process, and with juggling college and the Dappy project right now would just be too much to really do it justice. It's something I definitely would want to do later on down the road. And I guess outside of that, I also would like to try with like clothes at some point, like whether that be like, not, I don't want to do like a merch line, but like actual clothes, I think would be a fun thing to do with like friends or something like that, you know, like a line with a bunch of friends who are like also artists. That would be really cool.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. But that pretty much wraps up this interview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Aidan, thank you so much for coming on. Links to his channel are down in the description. By the time this is out, hopefully season 3 is up. We will see. We will see. Um,
Hopefully we'll see. We'll see.
but
We'll
yeah,
see.
take it easy, guys. We'll see you on the next one.